The U.S. is staring down a massive food crisis as the government shutdown drags on. More than 40 million Americans will run out of federal food assistance by the end of the week, and food banks across the country are already stretched thin from serving furloughed workers. Meanwhile, another 700,000 federal workers, including air traffic controllers, are set to miss their first full paychecks this week. ABC's Christiane Cordero is here with more on that. Christiane, who is going to feel the most pain from the shutdown this week?
Really a wide range of people, Diane, because not only, as you mentioned, are federal workers missing paychecks now, some forced to work without pay, but we're also seeing the ripple effect affecting programs directly. So funding for the food assistance program SNAP is set to run dry on Saturday of this week, and the clock is ticking here in Washington. Some 42 million Americans rely on SNAP benefits to help them put food on the table. And for a moment, it appeared the administration and Congress were willing to come up with a way to make sure that that funding at least had a short-term solution. The USDA, which oversees SNAP, is now blaming Democrats, as we've seen many times throughout the administration and really throughout both sides of Congress, each side pointing to the other as far as who is to blame for this shutdown. But they did allude to a plan to potentially use emergency funds to extend SNAP benefits. That now seems off the table, with officials saying emergency funds are explicitly for Americans in disaster areas and that those funds must be approved by Congress, even though during this shutdown we have seen the administration move money around to protect other programs. Diane.
And Christiane, the Senate's expected to reconvene tonight. What are you watching for there?
Yeah, so the Senate returns. They don't have a plan to vote on the short-term spending bill. Not that it really would make much of a difference, at least not by our expectations, if they did, because this bill has now failed 12 times as this shutdown drags into its fourth full week. Democrats are holding firm on their demands to extend the Obamacare tax credits, and that's something Republicans say they are not willing to negotiate until the government is reopened, saying that they have this bare-bones short-term spending plan and that it's on Democrats to get the lights back on effectively. Of course, the longer this drags on, the harder it becomes for millions of Americans who are losing out on their paychecks and now, as we have seen, on their benefits as well. Worth reminding, Diane, members of Congress specifically, are still getting paid throughout the shutdown.
All right, Christiane Cordero, thank you.